right, guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. All right, what we're going to do this morning is very simple. We're going to go over the C blues alternate bass line that we've been working on. Several students have been doing this. And the key to all of these bass lines is just to repeat it over and over, right? So that it becomes natural to lock up your right hand licks. And the one we're going to keep working on for a while is, let me get this right quick, is just thinking about the minor to major third up to the sixth note. So 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2. And notice that my fingering, every note, every finger is kind of sitting over where it's supposed to go, right? So my hand is in a particular shape for this bass line, and we're just doing 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2. Now when I go to the 4 chord of the C blues, it's F, right? It's the same thing. I'm visualizing this F6 chord, and then I have the minor third to major third. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2. So that's for the 4 chord. F, F, A flat, A, C, F, D, C. When I go to G, the G chord, the 5 chord, it's the same thing. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2. Same exact fingering and the same shape. It's just that I'm sitting on now the G major 6 chord, right? So every day I want you guys to do these. Let's just talk about quickly the bass lines that we've been working on from the beginning. That we do have 21 or 22 bass lines that I've written out for everyone, my students, but we're only focusing on a couple of them at a time. So we started with the 8th note bass line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's what all the blues courses, the first 3 volumes. Blues volume 4 is this bass line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we've also done the quarter note pulse, 1, 2, and then one of the more recent ones is the one we're doing today, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2. It's great to practice your left hand only, right, for a while, and just make that a part of your routine. And then our right hand, we're going to start adding chords to that, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is add the C7 chord, but we're not going to put the root in the chord. We're just going to do the flat 7 of a C scale, your 3rd note, and your 5th note. Let's start with that. We're just doing it on the whole notes, on the downbeat for right now. And notice that I'm sliding my flat 3rd up to the major 3rd. I just like the sound of that. So on the downbeat, you're actually on the E, but you can approach it with that slide. Let me check my chat window. All right, if you're watching this and you're enjoying this kind of content that I'm putting up, please like the video and also say hello in the chat if you get a chance. Here we go. This is a great exercise. I'm really focusing on this left hand. Now, the next chord we're going to go to is the 4 chord, right? So the 4 chord of the C blues is F. This chord, the C7, easily wants to go to the F9 chord. Now, what is an F9 chord? It's, in this case, 3 flat 7 of an F scale and the 9th of an F scale. Well, why do I call that G a 9th and not a 2nd? And the reason is because you already have the flat 7th and of the F scale, and as you add more notes on top, there's your there's your 9 chord, right? So it's 3 flat 7 9, and this, look how easy it is to get there. All I do is take my bottom 2 notes down a half step, and I keep the top note the same. So let's practice that. We'll do the chord progression of a simple C blues, and we're just doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Now Now here we go, F. Back to C. Let's do that again from the beginning and slow it down a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Now here we go to F. All I had to do is lower those the bottom two notes on our right hand down a half step. And now we're on our F9 chord, which sounds really nice. One of the things that you learn about inversions, right? You're creating what's called voice leading. How smooth can it be to get from here, the C chord, to an F chord, right? It wouldn't sound right if I did this. I did flat 7, 3, and 5. What if I did that flat 7, 3, 5? That would be weird to jump up there. Listen. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. But if you go from here to an F chord in inversion. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do to spice this up a little bit is we're just going to go down to a C diminished just for a second. Da, da, da. And it sounds a little bit dissonant there, but I kind of like that sound. And whenever we go down by a half step or up by a half step and resolve at our target note, it really sounds good. Yes, there's a little bit of tension, but that's what makes it fun. So here we go. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And we're going to do a lot of variations this morning on this. I'll probably stay for about we'll do this live for about 30 minutes. So we're going to do a nice long session, and I have a lot of really fun things to build on what we're doing right now. So hang in there. Make sure, again, that you like this video if you're enjoying this. So in this case, we've got our C chord, right? We're really working on this bass line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we're going to add the half step approach down. Listen, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now when I go to that F chord, watch this. 2 and 3 and 4. Bottom two notes on my right hand go down by a half step, and look how smooth that is, right? Now what did I do right there in the right hand? There's my F9 chord, 3 of an F scale, flat 7 of an F scale, and 9 of an F scale. And I just decided to use my second finger and fourth finger to create a little tension there on that F chord. Well, what is that right there? I mean, if you want to analyze it, yes, it's a D chord in second inversion, right? A, D, and F sharp. But I'm thinking as it relates to F, the tension there, that's technically a 13 of F, and then that would be the flat 9 of F up there to give it some tension. But really, it's just, that's overthinking it on my end. It's really just a half step approach, right? That gives a little bit of a dissonance, but it sounds great. Oh, stand by. I got to take a pause for a second. Well, hello. I hope that somebody's still here watching. I'm sorry, I had to take an important phone call, guys. I'm actually off work today, and I was talking about some important things related to what I do. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Is that Peter? Peter, what's going on? All right, so guys, thank you for the likes adding to this video, and it always encourages me when I get the like, because it makes me understand that you guys are tuning in and actually enjoying this stuff. All right, so once again, Peter knows this. We've been doing a lot of left-hand bass line with this one specific bass line, right? And we have 25 that are written out. As a matter of fact, this is not a plug for iMusicAcademy, but I want you guys to know something, that we came out with the blues alternate bass lines, and what's important about that is I only did one lick for the whole course, and that is this lick, which is my most popular lick, right? Right, so we put lots of bass lines with it. Even this lick. The reason that's significant is because if we have one idea in the left hand, in the right hand, it helps us focus on where do the beats line up, and it really helps us focus on our left hand, because we've done this over and over. We've done it in all keys. We have blues in all keys and all these lessons. But here's the thing: if you can learn these bass lines and then you apply them to a lick that you know well in the right hand, it really helps line everything up, and you start to get some confidence there. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you again what we're doing in the right hand now. Again, I'm sorry that I had to step away for just a minute. We're doing the flat 7, the 3, and the 5th. Listen to this. Listen to F. Watch what happens when I go to G. It's the same thing. We can go, let's go with the 9th G9 chord. Now, what is the G9 chord? How do I figure out what in the world a G9 chord is? Well, I know my G major scale has one F sharp. In this case, we're doing 3 flat 7 of a G scale and 9 of a G scale, just like we did when we're relating it to F, 3 flat 7, 9 of an F scale, right? So why is this a G9 chord? Because that's the 3rd note of the scale, the flat 7 of the scale, and when we have the flat 7 included in the voicing, now the 9th instead of the 2nd note, that's the 9th now. So 3 flat 7 9, and I can go back down to the F chord. Listen to that. If this is the G9, all right, let's do a couple more things. This is going to be fun right here. If you put a G chord and you play just the triad, da, 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 and I'll go down by half step. So G in 2nd inversion, that's the 5, that's the root, that's the 3rd. I go down by half steps, 3, and then my 13 and my 9. Or you can just look at it as an E minor chord. But watch this. So you have da. I love it when you actually have the triad of whatever chord you're on, and you're going down by half steps, and then you arrive at something with some tonal sense. 3, technically the 13 or the 6, and the 5, right? So D. Let me do that again. Let's go back to C. Alright, and F. That was bad. Let's not do it there. Let's go to the F9. C. Here's the G9. All right, now let me show you something else. So if we go to G and we do the G9, this is where I'm going to use, or the F9. And then back to C. Now listen when I get to G. And I go to here. Let me think about it. I'll have to go back to the 9. That's my fault. No. I think we'll do that. Let me practice that for a minute. So if I use just the triad, helps me get to the F triad. But if I use the G9, sorry, and then the C. All right, let's talk about a couple of important things. I did a video a while back of the importance of the second inversion triad, right? So that's kind of what we're exploring right now. If we're doing over the G chord and I do G in second inversion, right? The 5, the root, and the third of the G scale. Now I'm on the the second inversion triad of the F chord, and then I go back to C, right? This is so good to practice second inversion triads. Go up and down the keyboard on whatever your chord you're on. Now, what I just did up there is I did it on C. If I'm playing a C chord and I play that second inversion triad, I'm just getting that sound. Now watch this. Then I go to A minor. Here's where the other video that I did shows. An A minor chord in second inversion, chromatically down to G minor in second inversion, and then you arrive at an F in second inversion. The reason I'm telling you guys this is because I did a whole video that talks about your triads and how to use them over a C blues, right? So you have this. Now A minor down to G minor, now F major in second inversion. And then end on C. But I can go down to D minor in second inversion. Listen. And notice that I ended in C in second inversion again. D minor, C, F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C. So maybe practice that. All right, let me go back to the beginning of what I was doing. So we have this. F9. G9. you may wonder, what in the world am I doing just randomly going to different second inversion triads? The reason is because I'm just exploring, like, what sounds good to me in my ears. I like that C in second inversion right there. I like the D minor. Listen. And notice that I'm sliding from the D flat to the D. That sounds good to me. Da, 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 da. That kind of a suspended sound there. Now listen to the A minor down to the G minor, right? Let's say if we were doing example 1, let's see if it'll work. Look at something here. So if I do this E minor triad that we were also working on, right? E minor and second inversion. Notice what happens there with my root and flat 7. A nice G13 chord. You hear that all the time. So doesn't have the flat 7 in, but it still sounds good. Let me do that again. Let's do some more exploring on our triads. So C major, going down by a half step. Now D minor. I like that. I like that sound of that kind of suspended, kind of hanging sound, that da 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 da. So if I was just going to explore that C second inversion, D minor, or C7 without the root. If you are enjoying this at all, or if you have found one sound to at least be pleasant to your ear, make sure you like this video and say hello in the chat if you're enjoying this. Again, I'm off today and enjoying just hanging out with you guys. And I will put this in a PDF. If you guys like this video and you put in the comments you want the PDF, then I will make another PDF for you guys. The importance of today is just to go over this bass line over. And notice that I'm repeating it myself over and over, because this will be just as natural to all of us as this was when we started, or this, anyway, the more we repeat these things, the easier it gets, right? And let me give you another tip. If you're a beginner and this seems hard to you, one, I want to encourage you to just keep practicing it and focusing on the left hand, but also this. Practice it straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Let's just practice it straight real quick. So here we go. second inversion. There's my C. Ooh, B flat. That gives it a nice suspended sound, right? B flat in the second inversion. Peter, I know that you love the PDFs, and that's one of the main reasons I keep doing it, because of our awesome iMusicAcademy community. I love the fact that you guys love the PDFs. All right, so here we go. We have the C chord, just the flat 7, 3, and 5. Well, we're supposed to practice this straight. Here we go. F in second inversion sounds good. Now, if I'm focusing the strategy of practicing it straight, right now there's a C chord in second inversion. Let's just practice that for a minute. My next triad I'm going to do is D minor. Here we go. And notice that I'm sliding off again from the D flat to D. C7. Back to C. F triad in second inversion again. Let's see what I want to do there. Hey Vicky, good morning. All right, now I practiced it straight for a while. Now what I'm going to do is I have these few little patterns that I want to kind of work in with just second inversion triads and focusing on that C, D minor, and C7 without the root. And now what I want to do is start to swing it just a little bit. D minor, C. as I'm coming down there, I'm using those second inversion triads. You'll hear me say it over and over. My favorite triad to use is the second inversion triad. And what you want to do is go through the scales. In this case, I'm doing kind of a Mixolydian kind of scale. I'm doing C, D minor, C7 in second inversion, F major, G minor, A minor, B flat. What a nice suspended sound. C. Any questions about that? My hands are tired from doing all that, which is a good thing. Okay, so let me do a quick review as I wind this live up. First is that I want to say thank you. We're going to do a recap in just a second, so hang in there. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been signing up to my channel, and it's been really cool to watch. Awesome, Vicky. Been really cool to watch how fast iMusicAcademy is growing. When I look at the analytics, it's really been, all the numbers are way up, which is really cool. And I have you guys to thank for that. Thank you for liking my videos, for commenting on my videos. Some of your comments are quite hilarious as we go through this process together. And I want to encourage you that you can do any of this. I have hundreds of videos. You don't have to buy anything from me. It's all free for you guys. If you want to support iMusicAcademy by getting any of my courses, you just go to iMusicAcademy.com. We have tons of things available. We have a 50 Days to Flying Fingers course. We have blues, 4 different volumes of blues courses that have all kinds of licks in them. And there are jazz courses, there are guitar courses, it's loaded with things. Having said all that, I just want to make sure that you guys know that I appreciate you guys for just hanging out at iMusicAcademy, for liking my videos, for commenting, and also want to give a shout out to my students. I started a private membership area. This is not a pitch for that. We have 10 people in it. It's pretty amazing, and love you guys, and it's been a dream of mine to do this. We started about 4 months ago, and it's been awesome. All right, so a couple things is that I want you guys to dig into these bass lines, and I want just to do a reminder of the 4 bass lines that we're working on with all these licks. The first one is this. The very first one for iMusicAcademy, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and all that is CG to CA, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what you want to do is pick one of the licks from iMusicAcademy, whichever one you like, or it can be any lick in the right hand, and just practice that lick, whatever it is. It can be something as simple as just this, the C6 lick, right? Again. Okay, so we have that 8th note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the next bass line we're going to do is just straighten that out to quarter notes, 1 2 3 4. This should be a part of your daily routine to go over these bass lines. Here we go. So I do it for left hand only for a little while. Here we go. Just have fun. Don't worry about any mistakes you make. So we have that. What about the next bass line we're going to do? This is Blues Volume 4. The whole thing is 10 licks, and it's with this bass line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, let me slow it down. 1 and 2 and all that is a triad. And the fingering for any key you're in is going to be the same. 5, 3, and 1. Listen to this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. last bass line we'll do is this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And I've already taught this bass line to you guys. There are PDFs for all of these things, right? So 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2. Now I'm going to play all 4 bass lines just back to back, just to show you how one simple idea in the right hand makes, when you play a different bass line, it sounds totally different, or at least quite a bit different in my opinion. Here we go. Let me do example 1 just to show you. Here we go. Let's go to quarter notes. All right, let's do the third bass line. Same exact pattern, just on the key of F, G. All right, let's do it on the new bass line. How about this? Of these bass lines, you can straighten them out to really get the feel and to make sure you get your coordination together. If you're also looking at the PDFs, it just makes sense. You can do this. And you guys know with all of my courses, all of my PDFs, and all of my lessons, I always teach how to lock up the hands because it's super important. And that is probably the most #1 requested things is, hey, I'm having trouble locking up the hands. Can you help me? And I'm saying, yes, everybody can do it. All you have to do is separate the hands and sometimes straighten it out. But you have to know when does, just if I'm doing this new bass line and I'm doing example 1, I go, okay, 1 and then when I get to that E flat, I'm with the E flat and F. Now I go. Now my C and E's are together. Oh, look, my G and B flat are with the G. Now, one more idea, guys, is that back in August, I did a Blues Volume 1 in all keys. In fact, that's where most of my students in my membership area have come from. We did a 5-week course. It is all in the membership area, of course, but I'm thinking about doing it again. I'm thinking about doing the Blues in All Keys Volume 1 again, but with the different bass lines. So I'm curious to know if, one, my students think that's a good idea, or any random people that just may be watching this now. I would like to know. You can email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com. You can put it in the chat. You can leave a comment. But if I was going to do a boot camp, like a 5-week boot camp, it's either going to be one of the blues courses in all keys, or it will be something new, whatever you guys say. So let's think about that. And then I have a couple other surprises that I'm going to send out in a video. I'm going to do a teaching video today for iMusicAcademy, and just know that that's coming. Those are more condensed, and it's like, hey, here's 5 minutes of a lesson, right? We're going to do that. But today was just a one of the lives that I'm going to do this week, because I'm off today, and I'm off tomorrow, and I'm off Thursday. So we're going to get a lot done. We're going to do some fun streams. All right, any questions? I'm going to leave the questions. You guys can ask any kind of questions for the next 2 minutes or so, and then I'm going to sign off for a while. In the meantime, I'm going to practice these ideas while I wait for you guys to comment. again, like us if you want a PDF of this. That's it. Yeah, you got to get the timing right on that. When you add the triplets, so I can do eighth notes, but then to do this. Now, the way you're gonna get something like that, awesome, Peter. Send me an email. That's great. Guys, the only reason that I could even attempt to do those licks over like these licks over that bass line is because you get them ingrained, right? It's muscle memory. You can play it straight if I did so I go let me do it again. Then you start swinging. Let's do it straight on F. I'm playing it faster than I normally would do it. I'm just because I'm going through lots of ideas at the end of this live. So there I'm trying to shift the beat around, right? Try to shift it around to where it doesn't matter where I start the lick, that I can still keep this going. So these things that I'm doing right now, guys, are just me practicing certain things that I need to work on as well, right? You want to be able to put all these licks and all these ideas together, but the way you're going to do it is one step at a time. It could be this triad. G minor, A minor. Just going down chromatically. because I got to get back to there. Let me do that again. Da, da, da. All right, guys, that was a good workout for me today to do that. Now my fingers are like jelly. Prelude to a Kiss. Da-da-dum. All right, guys, enjoy. Please, what? Oh, principles of jazz improvisation. Now you're speaking my language. All right, so you guys want me to do a jazz course? Maybe we'll do that. I also want to do a hymns course, actually. My fingers are tired. All right, guys. If you're interested in jazz or anything like that, we should do that. We should do something like that. Make sure you guys email me, Bob at iMusicAcademy. Leave a comment on some of these videos. Tell me what you're interested in, and let me make some videos for you. Absolutely. Jazz hymns, one of my favorite things to do. All right, guys, I've rambled long enough, but it was a fun live. We're going to do several of these this week, and I love... Oh, I was just goofing off there. Yeah. Don't worry. When we do jazz improvisation, it's very simple. We talk about like how to harmonize things. If you're simple chord voicings you can do to make things sound really good. And it's very simple, right? Very simple, like no really hard things at all. And we'll take very simple songs also and play and show you how to harmonize things. All right, here's your tip of the day. You can take a F major 7, right? Very simple. And you play that, it sounds good. And you go down to D minor, and now you have a D minor 9, right? Very nice, simple chord. And then all you have to do is lower your middle finger, and now you have a nice G13 chord. And then you go down to E minor in your right hand, and now you have a nice C major 9 voicing, right? How easy is that? Da, da, da. And so what I like to teach is, let's say we work on this bass line. Like in my easy jazz course, I teach you in 5 easy lessons how to get a 4-note Bill Evans voicing in your right hand while you play a walking bass note, right? So then you go from that, and you learn, because you know your scales, where you can do this in that key. Then you're going to transpose it again. And the only reason we can do this is because we know our scales. We've learned these things. Or we can keep going up. Then we go to A flat minor, to D flat, and then A minor 9. C minor, C sharp, here we go. And then we're back home again. D, G. Yeah, so I need a break from playing. Yeah, easy bebop. Yeah, please email me, please. May, is that the way I say your name? All right, so I just did an easy bebop enclosure video where we do stuff like this. So listen, the easy jazz thing that I just did some videos where I can't remember if I did it publicly or for my students, but it's basically, we got to get enclosures down, right? So we do, like, do nothing here for me is a great bebop enclosure that's really easy. Da do do da 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 da. So you arrive at your target note. Da 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 da. Da da da. So whatever song you're working on, you can do da 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 da. So you're practicing your enclosures for any chord you're going to. B flat, E flat, right? And then you start to do, there's one right there, 2, right? You do them on all keys. Awesome. All right. So guys, that's it for now. And again, if you want to find out more about what we're doing, email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com. Thank you to my students. I love you guys, and we're going to keep working on all this stuff. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay encouraged. Stay motivated.